Hello and welcome to The Talking Voice. I'm your host, The Heavy Hero. Today we'll be discussing a couple of movies. One such being as ORCA, the Killer Whale. The other, Good Will Hunting. And we'll end with the Big Bracket Board. Let's begin. So, I was hanging out with a buddy of mine the other day. Believe it or not, shocking, I know. And we were surfing the Netflix, trying to find something to waste time on. And we came across a film that the title alone stands out above many others. Called ORCA, the Killer Whale. Now, I like to watch really crappy films because they bring me joy to know that there are other things out there that are just so terribly done. So I thought, how could I go wrong with this one? It's gotta be bad. I was wrong. And warning, spoilers will be given away in this podcast. So, the movie begins with a lady teaching a class at a school. I'm not sure if it's a college. I'm guessing it's a college. About how awesome the killer whale is. How smart it is. How huge the brain is. How little baby whales that are still inside the womb, I hate to say that word, womb, have like little hands like humans in there, and like the development and everything, which is creepy. But after that, she goes and she's out diving with somebody, and this other fishing ship comes by and almost shoots them when trying to get a shark to sell to a zoo or a museum or something. And then he decides, the guy who's running the boat, named Nolan, that he's going to catch himself a killer whale. And he's going to sell it to the highest bidder or something like that. They also talk about how whales are monogamous and they're so intelligent and smart. They really hit you with how cool whales are. And then the guy goes to shoot the male whale and misses by, it nicks its fin and jams itself. It's a pretty violent film. And jams itself into the female whale, who then flips out, gets caught in like the propeller of this boat. They bring her up, and the baby that she had in her womb falls out of a wound on her side onto the boat. And I'm just freaking out because this is way more than I had thought I was getting from this movie. And so he breaks out a hose and he hoses off this poor baby whale off the side of the boat, and everyone's flipping out. And then the male whale's just like, I'm gonna kill you with his eyes. He's looking at him, and he's like, I know who you are. I will find you. I will walk on land and kill you in your sleep kind of look. So Nolan decides it's time to get out of there. So he goes to a town where all the fishermen folk are all like, dude, you messed up. I can't let you leave until you fix this. And so the killer whale destroys all the other boats. It blows up like a huge factory that I'm guessing was like a gas reserve or something, because it's a huge action movie explosion just off in the background. Just and the whale just has this like satisfying like flip and whatever the whale noise is. And so eventually the guy gets a crew together and they go out to fight it. Well, before they fight it, it eats a dude on the very first voyage. It eats the leg off of a lady whose leg was broken in a house that it was destroying. It eats another dude who was leaning over the railing, and it kills another dude who was trying to get a life raft over. And then it finally kills the main character by like hitting him with his tail after being stabbed with a harpoon, shot at like 6 times. It flips him a couple times and launches him into an iceberg, and he's dead, leaving the lady who was teaching the class at the very beginning is like the only surviving character we care anything about. That is Orca the killer whale in a nutshell. And the dude, his name is Richard Harris, is the guy who played Nolan. And he's like a great actor, and he's been in great films. Like, he was Mark Aurelius, a really old dude in Gladiator. He played Dumbledore in one of the Harry Potter films. And he was the really cool prisoner in The Count of Monte Cristo, one of my all-time favorite films. By the way, just mind-blowing. This movie was from 1997, and it's just great to see his evolution from Orca the Killer Whale to Gladiator. Man, he's really good. Right, so, Good Will Hunting. Fantastic film. So many people told me about this film and how great it was, and I'd never gotten around to watching it because I was usually busy doing other things and watching crappy films. But this one, great film. Great film. Mathematician genius who's a janitor and eventually just, becomes a very successful sort of person after going through some intense therapy with Robin Williams in one of his more serious roles, which I love. I like Robin Williams, the serious guy. He can be a goofy character, that's fine, that's great, but I mean, like, his more serious roles are usually where he shines as an actor, in my humble opinion. And Good Will Hunting is just a fantastic film. I would suggest watching it when you are, I think it's R, I'm pretty sure. When you're old enough to, by all means go for it. It's a great movie. Really well done. Kudos to the people who are behind that film. And let's wrap this whole thing up with the big bracket board that I have hiding over here. So last time I think we left you off with Frank Miller versus a lion, and Brian Mills versus a koala. Frank Miller from the Transporter sagas. As much as I like him and as cool as he is, a lion is going to pretty much tear apart this guy. So the lion moves on. I mean, nature's like biggest natural predator. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, from watching Discovery Channel and being a child that, sees lions in TV shows and stuff, I gotta give them props. And then Brian Mills, the guy from Taken, versus a koala. Now, koalas are vicious little creatures. There are reported murders from people messing with koalas. I don't know if it's a murder if a koala kills someone. Probably. I don't know if they have the intent. Well, whatever. But still. But Brian Mills, I gotta give it to him. Because, I mean, he's got dedication and he's totally bigger than a koala. I mean, if it were just like an untrained, normal person, I can understand where a koala might win. But, like, a trained dude in, like, hand-to-hand combat and all this kind of stuff is totally going to take it to a koala. He's probably going to walk away with some big bite marks and stuff, but all in all, he's going to be the winner. So, we were past all the preliminary rounds, and we're now into the inner brackets, people. It's exciting times. Alright, thanks for joining me on The Talking Voice. I'll see you again next week.